Double dose.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Double Dose. Hi Taila.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
We've got Billy here too.
Billy is here.
He's
Cheerleader.
A good boy. He's been a bit of a menace today, but he's calmed down.
He just doesn't like the car.
He doesn't like the car, that's right. But he loves being in the studio.
Yeah.
He's giving me kisses. Anyway, let's talk about your nose.
My surgery. I feel like I've obviously talked to you about it so much then on Instagram.
Yeah.
And TikTok, I think too.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll, go through the whole thing on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I went to Turkey at the end of my Euro trip, and I think I landed there in the afternoon, the day before my surgery. So literally checked into the hotel, got some food, went to sleep that night, and I was so nervous. And then the next day I was getting picked up at 7:15, I think was the time. They woke me up at 5:30 in the morning. I got a call to the hotel saying you need to be downstairs by 6 o'clock.
Oh my God.
So I already got bumped forward an hour, and I get woken up by this like obnoxious phone ringing to get me up. And I'm like, shit, I'm going to the hospital right now. You had to actually check out of your hotel room.
Really?
Leave your bags in the with the concierge, and then when you came out of hospital, go back.
That's interesting.
I guess it's so that the surgery don't have to pay for that night when no one's in your room.
I guess so.
I don't know. Anyway, so I had to quickly pack and then go and do that. And then I get to the hospital. They do my bloods. I hated having the catheter in there. That was probably the worst part about the whole night, was having that. They do my bloods, and I was obviously meant to get my boobs done as well. The, what is it called? The anesthesiologist?
Yeah.
I'd met him, met both my surgeons, met everyone. And then he comes back in. He's like, look, your first blood test, your blood is really thick. I don't know if it was a blood clot, or if they just they shake it up or put it in a centrifuge or something to test it. So we need to test again. So that was the first okay, you're going to take more blood. I already feel like shit and I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Took the second amount of blood, and then they come back and they're like, your platelet level is too low for you to have both surgeries. I already knew that I had this, most of my family have it. It's genetic. So it wasn't a shock to me that this came back, and it was at a level that it's been at since I was a teenager. So it wasn't anything alarming to me. But so my platelets is at 80. It's always bounced between 80 and 87. Normal is 150 to 450.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So I'm very low. The only person in my family who's lower than me, I think, is my granddad, and he's in the 70s.
Wow.
So I'm quite low, and they don't operate if you drop below 60.
Okay.
So I'm really close to that, and they're you have to choose one surgery or the other, because we don't want to have to give you a transfusion if something goes wrong, which I'm grateful that the doctors made that call, and they were you're so close to us saying do not operate that we're not comfortable doing two.
Yeah.
I would have been under, I think, for 5 hours if I had both.
Right.
But I was only under for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
They're we don't want to push it any more than that, because you're going to need all of this other stuff and probably have to stay longer.
Yeah.
So I chose my nose. I'd already been drawn up for my implants too.
Wow.
Yeah. I was literally about to go.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you got told, pick one.
Yeah.
And you were crying.
Yeah, I was crying. I broke down and took a moment. They're take as long as you need. Both the surgeons were there, both ready to go. So it didn't really matter what I chose. And then the nose surgeon came back in, and he is the one who I selected months ago because of my friend. The my boob surgeon, all of them look very similar and very good, their work. So I didn't really mind. But my nose surgeon, I'm I want this one.
Yeah.
He came in, and I was I'm a bit worried about bleeding, because I do bruise easily. I do bleed a lot. I'm in my head, it's telling me that it's safer for me to get my nose, because it's obviously further away from my heart, and I imagine it bleeds less. And he's to be honest, you hardly lose any blood during the surgery. He's you're going to bleed after, but at least you're awake.
Yeah.
He's people don't bleed much on the table with me. And that was the final thing for me. I'm okay, I'm going with this.
Yeah.
So I chose to go with the nose, and then, literally within an hour, they're oh, this is just a light sedative in my catheter. And then I was asleep.
A light sedative. Okay.
And then that was it. All I remember about waking up is I remember being in the lift coming up from the surgery. I have no idea who was pushing me. I think there was 4 people pushing my bed. And then I remember my boyfriend trying to help me from the surgery bed into my bed.
Right.
And they were like, no, don't help her. And I remember him like trying to grab me, and these people were like, no, don't touch her.
Why?
And they're like, she can do it by herself. So I'm like half asleep, like lifting myself into this hospital bed.
That's so strange.
And then I went back to sleep for a bit and then woke up, and the first day I was fine.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's actually not that bad.
First day being the day of the surgery?
The day of, because
Yeah.
I went into surgery at 11:30
Right.
and I was back in the room by 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had like slight blue
Mm-hmm.
under my eyes, and I was like, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be
Oh,
fine.
no.
The next morning, I was a little bit swollen, and like bruising was coming through under my eyes 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And then my eyes like were closing.
I'm like
with
getting weak
swelling.
at you telling me all of this.
And then that day we went back to the hotel, so I was like a little bit more comfortable. I just wanted the catheter out of my arm, so when they took that out, I was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I could still walk. I'm so glad I didn't get both, because at least I could go to the toilet by myself and dress myself and do whatever. And day 3, I woke up and I couldn't open my eyes.
I saw photos and it
Yeah.
was like full chipmunk.
Yeah.
Like
My
literally
whole face
slits,
was swollen.
Slits for eyes.
Yeah, slits for eyes. My whole face was swollen. I still wasn't super bruised on day 3, but that was the worst of the
Mhm.
swelling.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're like, you need to walk and drink 3 liters of water. That was their like top 2 tips.
Yeah,
So like
okay.
go for walks every half
really?
an hour.
You got told to walk?
Yeah.
I got told I'll be in bed for a week and I'm not
No.
allowed to leave. So I'm going to go for walks.
They took the day after my surgery, the nurse took me for walks in the hospital.
How long? Like just little
I
ones?
was just doing the hallway in the hospital and
Yeah.
then in the hotel, but we had stairs in our hotel too.
Okay.
And I was so worried about the swelling, I wanted to do the stairs. So
Yeah.
I was walking from level 6 down to level 1 for breakfast
Wow.
and back up.
Okay.
So I was like, I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And
gonna
my
do that.
energy was fine then. And then bruising got worse, 4, 5, 6. The bruising got worse,
Okay.
but the swelling went down.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd rather look colourful
Mm-hmm.
than not be able to see.
Literally.
because-
Yeah.
But I got stopped in Turkey and I couldn't get through border security because my passport wasn't matching up
Oh
with
my
face.
God.
So I was like still taped up and I was just looked
Oh.
nuts. And that was on day 7.
My
I didn't get
God.
through.
So what happened? How did you
Police had to come and they're like asking me these questions, looking at my passport, and I was like,
Stop.
far out. I'm like, if I get stuck in Turkey, what an absolute nightmare.
Fuck.
Once I got through there, I was like, cool, I'd rather be stuck in Singapore than here.
Yeah.
Singapore, I got double checked again, and then coming back to Sydney, the first time I scanned my passport, you know how there's no person now?
Yeah.
It didn't pick me up, but then I retried and it was fine.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
the second time it worked.
Yeah.
But I was just so happy to be home.
Oh, I can imagine.
But after that, it was like I had tape on for another week. Then I took that off at 14 days.
Yeah.
But my energy was just gone. I had
Yeah.
nothing.
Wow.
Like my body was just putting so much energy into healing that I
Yeah.
couldn't do anything.
That makes
I
sense.
walked just to keep the swelling down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once that was gone, I was just like
No.
on bed rest
Yeah.
after. I was
Right.
better the first week
That's
movement-wise.
wild. Okay, well, that's good to know.
Mm.
I like hearing this because I'm like, I know what to prepare for. But then again, like everyone I speak to says different things. So I think it's just like a very different
Yeah.
personal experience.
Yeah. I was allowed to train at 1 month, which is actually today, but I went to the gym yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So allowed to go back to the gym after 4 weeks. I was allowed to blow my nose after 1 week,
Wow.
but you're just going to feel like you have a cold
Yeah.
for
right.
at least 3 weeks.
Amazing. I just had a cold. So.
Yeah, you're going to be a mouth breather. I have
Yeah.
to teach myself how to breathe again.
Yeah, because
Like,
you would have forgotten.
I'll notice breathing through my mouth. I'm like, oh, my nose works. I can
Yeah.
actually use it.
Oh my God.
Also, cold air really burns. And when I could smell
What do you
things
mean
for the first time, I was like,
through your
oh,
nose?
Yeah,
Oh.
because it's just so fresh still.
Yeah.
And yeah, cold air. I'm like,
and when you
"Ooh."
could, yeah, so did you, obviously when you were eating, you couldn't really taste
couldn't
stuff.
taste anything,
Yeah.
couldn't smell anything, and then
They told me for my surgery, they're like, after your surgery, especially like the first week, don't eat anything hot. Like it has to be lukewarm at max
Yeah.
because you can't feel how
You
hot it
yeah.
is. And also, yeah, you can't taste anything anyway.
I had no idea what I was eating. It was the easiest to drink protein shakes because I normally hate them because I don't like the gritty taste. I had no idea.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't
was
taste it.
it was fine. But then I smelt for the first time. I went to my mum's house the day after I got home and she was wiping the kitchen bench and her spray that she was wiping down was the first thing I smelt. And I was like,
Wow.
oh my God, I could smell it. So that was
Oh
very
my
nice. But
God.
now I'm fine. I still get a little bit blocked
Yeah.
at 4 weeks, but
Mm-hmm.
it's
And the
done.
swelling slowly going down, like
I feel like I'm still a bit sore like on either side if I touch it, but you can massage it. I got told to do massages down the bridge and down each side, and the tip I can't feel still. That's meant to be swollen until 12 months. So
yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's different
It's
every
done,
day.
though.
It's done.
It's done.
I probably won't get surgery ever again. I didn't like it.
Okay.
Hospitals, catheters, not me.
Fuck that thing they put in your arm and they just sits there. I'm like, I hate that.
The nurse laughed at me. It was like 8. So I came out of surgery at 2:30 p.m. and like 8 p.m. I was like wanting to go to sleep. I said to the nurse, I'm like, can I take this out? And she's like, no, and laughed at me. And I was like, I'm being serious.
I don't want it anymore.
I was like, why do I need this? But then it was about 4 a.m. They gave me painkillers.
Yeah.
She came in and like attached it. So I'm like, oh, obviously that's what they wanted to do. But I felt like I would have been fine without it.
Oh my God. I don't know how.
It didn't hurt.
I don't believe it. I mean, I believe it because of painkillers, but like, I think without painkillers,
I didn't take any after the second day.
That's crazy.
I was just like, this is just another thing for my body to process. I'm like, I want it to get rid of the swelling, not.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but I just don't like taking medication.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's probably
true.
just me. What's been going on with you?
Well, I got an Invisalign last week. You can probably tell because I have a lisp. It drives me crazy.
It's really not that bad.
I can notice it though. And like, you know, Sally went to the supermarket. I put that one on a little bit. Okay. I won't lie. But, yeah, just really annoying. And then like, I've done like a few radio interviews or podcasts and stuff, and it's just easier if I take it out.
Yeah.
But I did one with it in, and I was like, fuck, you know, when you're just like stumbling over your words and stuff. But I did my scan today. It's actually all really interesting. So what they do is they obviously give you your aligners. They fit them, make sure everything's all good. You go home with all, you know, mine's 14 weeks of aligners.
Oh, wow.
So 14 different aligners. And then you have an app, and they give you a scan box which you attach to your phone, and you every week, so every Tuesday I do a scan of my teeth. So I put it over my lip, under my lips, so you can see my teeth, and I scan up and down and around.
Yeah.
And then if they've moved to the correct place in time, they say you're all good, move on to aligner number 2. Or they'll say, nope, they haven't moved enough, give it another 3 days, and then we'll scan again. It's all very cool and very like high tech. But yeah, so I changed my aligner for the first time today. So, and I looked at, they show you like a before and after photo, even if it's just like 1 week. And I just showed Caleb before, like the amount that it's moved already.
Have to show me.
Yeah, I will.
So you don't have to keep going back to the dentist.
No.
You do it yourself.
Do it at home.
How long from when you do the scan to when you get the yes or no?
Okay, so I did my scan. I think it was like, it would have been like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
By 9 a.m. I had my answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I think
dentist
the dentist looks
they
at
go in
it
and have a look.
Yeah, and they're
That's
like,
so cool.
That's all good. But yeah, it's crazy. And like at first when he said 14 weeks, I was like, I don't believe that, because I know people like it takes like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I thought my teeth were pretty bad. But now that I can see how much it moved in a week, I'm like, this is going to go so quickly.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
I've considered it, but my teeth are straight. I just have some gaps that I like want to close.
We'll just get composite bonding. That's what I'm going to get.
I don't know. I'd rather Invisalign. I don't like sitting in the dentist chair for ages.
But Invisalign, like it won't fill the gaps.
Yeah, I know.
Because like what's going to happen is my teeth are going to move into place, but I still have gaps between my like teeth.
Right, yeah.
So they're just going to
square them off a bit.
Exactly. Because I've got quite round teeth. But yeah, anyway, so I'm really excited to have
It'll be so worth it.
Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, I went to Melbourne and I went on the Just for Girls podcast.
I saw that.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was really fun. They are super lovely. So I was kind of nervous because they went to Loretto, which is the school I went to.
Yeah.
And like Loretto girls can be like super judgmental and a bit superficial. And so I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
But they were so down to earth and so lovely, super accepting of like what I did for work. They just like loved hearing about it all and were like really supportive, and it was really fun.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Did it feel weird going into somebody else's like studio?
It did. I was like, now I understand what our guests feel like when they come into our studio, because I was like, this isn't my territory.
Yeah.
So I did feel like a little bit like, okay, where do I slot in here? Like, and then obviously once you start going, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, oh, I've done this so many times. Why am I nervous? Yeah.
Is the episode out yet?
It is. It came out today, which at the time of this will have came out last week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Our guest today is the queen of bonking men for free. She is a British beauty earning $350K a month on OnlyFans. Welcome, Bonnie Blue, to the podcast.
Hi girls.
Hello.
We're so excited to have you on.
Yeah. So, Bonnie, to start, tell us about your childhood. Where did you grow up? How were you raised? About your parents? All of that stuff.
Well, no daddy issues to start with. I think that shocks most people. Like just the most normal, like mum, dad, sister, like nice childhood, no drama, no like trauma, as people always like to say.
Where did you grow up?
Derby, it's like in the middle of the UK.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
you won't really go there unless you live there.
Yeah.
Not much is cracking off.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When did you move to Australia?
About 3.5 years ago now.
Okay, yeah. Is
Yeah.
that when you got your little doggy? I was waiting.
No,
to
I
ask
got
you.
him when I was in the UK.
Really?
Yeah,
Did it take ages to bring him over?
No, it wasn't too bad. It was like long fight, like traumatic. And then 10 days in quarantine in Sydney and then back to the Gold Coast.
And that's all?
That's all.
Wow, that's so good.
And my cat as well.
Aww.
Everyone, like when I was moving over, was just assumed I was going to leave them. I was like, definitely not. Like they're my only friends.
Yeah.
They're coming.
I can't leave there. I brought the husband over, but did send him back shortly after.
So, your parents and your sister are still in the UK? It's
Yeah,
just
well,
you
my
here?
sister's actually visiting at the moment.
Oh.
But yeah, my mum and dad live in the UK.
There you go.
Yeah, wow.
Mine's the opposite. I've got a sister in the UK at the moment.
Really?
Yeah. Hopefully she comes back soon.
You can't live in the UK for long. You get bored.
She's been there, I think, for like 18 months now. And she's just got a boyfriend. And she's like, oh, I'd love to come home for a hot Christmas. I'm like, what about the boyfriend? She's like, oh, I don't know.
Okay, Bunny, so you're an OnlyFans creator.
Yes.
What made you decide to start an OnlyFans?
Money, 100%,
Yeah.
and freedom. Like I got so bored of going to work. Like I lived a normal, happy life sort of thing, but like it just got boring. It was so basic. I was like, I do not want to be in an old people's home thinking all I've done is gone to work 9 till 5, been given 20 days annual leave and live the same life as everyone else. It's just average. And I was like, I'm not average, so I'm not living an average life.
Love that.
Yeah.
So,
What job were you working? before?
recruitment.
Okay.
It's like sat on the phone like, hey, like I've got some amazing candidates for you.
Right.
So instead of recruiting finance candidates, I now recruit 18-year-olds. So it's just, the roles have just swapped.
Love that.
Same, but a little different.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind me asking, what were you earning when you were in recruitment?
Recruitment was about, my base salary was like £25,000. So that's like 50,000
Right.
AUD
Yeah.
roughly.
Okay.
And then anything from like 10 to £15,000 commission.
Gotcha. Yeah. Wow. That's a huge jump compared to where you're at now.
Yeah.
Bonnie, how did you first tell your family that you were going to start escorting and OnlyFans?
They got leaked a video.
Oh.
So I would have told them at some point. I just
Yeah.
wasn't ready. Like I'd only just started and I was like, didn't really know what I was doing. Didn't really know like what was cracking off, to be honest. And yeah, my mum messaged like to say, oh, like I've just seen this video of you. And I mean, there's no denying when like your parents have seen your video from every single angle. I couldn't really say it wasn't me. My mum was shocked. At first, she thought I was in like money problems or someone had forced me to do it. Like she thought like I was in a difficult situation. And then when I explained, like I am bored of going to work. Like I don't want, it's like as much as like my mum and dad have a nice life, I was like, I don't want your life. Like I don't want just to go to work and retire.
Yeah.
And I think once she understood I was safe and more happy than ever, they was like absolutely loved it.
Yeah. And so did you like, because when I first told, or when my mum first found out, her
Yeah.
biggest issue was like, oh, well, what if you don't make enough money, or this isn't going to last very long? What are you going to do in the future? Did your mum sort of have similar concerns?
Not really. It was more just making sure I was safe.
Yeah.
But I used to be in more difficult situations when I worked in recruitment. Like I had an old manager that was inappropriate all the time.
Wow.
But when I worked in recruitment, he was the boss. I was like an apprentice. So like what leg did I stand on?
Yeah.
Whereas now if someone's inappropriate, I just don't work with them.
Yeah,
Like, it's very
100%.
easy now.
Yeah, definitely.
You're your own boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bonnie, you've been everywhere in the media lately for
Yes.
bonking men for free. What's the maximum amount of people you've bonked in one day?
22. That was at spring break.
Wow.
That was
okay.
a sore night, to
I
be
was going to say,
honest.
that's
Yeah,
exhausting.
So can you talk us
Yeah.
through that? Like what happened? How was that set up?
Yeah, so I basically shared my hotel room online.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, this is the room I'm staying in. Like, just come and queue up. and I'll see as many of you as possible, like whilst I'm here. Because when I went to spring break, loads of guys was like, oh, I've messaged you to film with you, and I couldn't get through like all of the messages. Like, and I've said before, like I've only got so many holes and so much time. Like I physically could not film with everyone I wanted to. So on the last night, I was like, right, I'll just let them queue up. I'll just go one after the other. Yeah. And that's basically what I did.
And so how long from start to finish did that all take?
So I think I put the post at about 6 p.m. their time, and like we finished, it must have been like 4 or 5 a.m.
What? That's insane.
And it was so funny. It's like during the videos, you hear people knocking on the door, like you hear like other groups of lads outside
waiting.
Yeah.
Was there like a queue outside the hotel room? Was the hotel like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's what I was going to say.
I don't think they clicked on, and because it was spring break, the hotel's honestly disgusting. Like the room didn't get clean once. The food was vile. Like I don't think me entertaining the guys in my bedroom was their biggest concern. It was probably the cockroaches and everything else.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so bad.
It was disgusting.
Wow.
Oh my God.
What is the shortest video you filmed with a guy, or like the quickest they've finished?
Yeah, 9 seconds. Like honestly, I was pulling his trousers down and I could feel him like tensing up, and I was thinking like, oh, surely not. Maybe he's just nervous. Like bless him. And then as the dick touched the tip of my lip, he finished.
That's so good.
And he
is
was
that
like,
in a video?
Yeah.
Does it sell well?
I've put it in because that was the night I slept with 22 people. So I've added it as like a bundle. It's all together.
What do people have to say about it? Are they like?
People actually really like it.
Yeah,
because
that's
so
what
many
I
people,
thought.
it was his first time. That happens to so many people.
It does.
Like you don't last for like 20, 30 minutes. You're not going to whip out all these crazy positions and have this amazing sex. Like it does not happen. Like if you're a virgin, don't be watching these 20, 30-minute videos and expecting you're going to be able to either do that to a girl or you're going to last that long. Like it doesn't happen. So I think when people watch that video and they see how I react, like I'm not making a scene of it, like it's absolutely fine. I think it makes people put people at ease. They're like, 100%. Oh, it doesn't matter. Like, and I even say to him, like, do you want to go again? Like, do you want to relax for a little bit and then we can go for round 2? Like, it's up to you. So I think when people watch that, they're like, oh, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not embarrassing. No, like, it happens.
It does happen. Yeah.
I love that.
So what's the, like, with like all the other guys that, you know, it's like you've done on like Schoolies or whatever, what's the average amount of time that the video will last?
I'd say once it's been edited, about 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay, that's interesting. I would have thought it would be shorter.
Yeah.
No, because like I leave majority of it in. So
like, even like the like moving around and like
okay. Because when I used to watch porn, that was what I was most interested in. Like I watched it from like an educational reason.
True.
And I was like, how did they get from doggy into missionary?
Like,
you want to see the whole interaction.
Did they have a conversation or like what happened?
Yeah, like how did they make that look smooth? So like when I'm doing it with the spring breakers or schoolies, I leave that in. Yeah. And it doesn't go smooth. Like even like at times you have to put it in your ass or like I don't know, like they're just struggling, and I'm no like expert at all. Like they'll be like, oh, let's do this position, and I've got no idea what position that is. I'm like, which way do you want me? Like,
just put me in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've done Schoolies, spring break, and you're about to do Freshers soon in the UK.
Yes. Yeah.
For those who haven't heard about these little trips, do you want to sort of explain what you do?
Yeah. So Schoolies and spring break is very similar. It's, I guess, barely legal, as the news always likes to say. Like anything from like 18 to like 22-year-olds. Whether they're virgins, just an experience, or just want fun. Like I basically offer it for free, as long as I can film it. Amazing. And it's pretty simple, and loads of people don't believe it. Like they just can't believe it's free. 100%.
It's
and
amazing.
Freshers is very similar. They're just about to start university, so they go partying for a week in whatever area their university is. And I basically want to go have fun with them, go in their halls, like they stay in like uni halls. I don't know if you have that. Like over here.
I think we do. Yeah. In some unis anyway.
And just go from room to room getting railed.
Amazing.
Do a lot of them want the video?
Yeah, I always send them the video for free.
Okay, that's
I send them like all the raw footage and the edited footage. Yeah. And like I say, you can sell it, you can do whatever you want with it.
Wow.
That's so good.
Yeah, that is really good.
That most of them would probably want to keep it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I think even for us, like the first time seeing yourself on camera, you're like, oh, that's what I look like.
I feel like I hated it the first time. I was like, that's what my arsehole looks like. Pass me the razor.
So you recently got kicked out of a hostel. What happened?
Oh my gosh, I walked in, had planned to film there all night. I was like going to have loads of fun with husbands and backpackers. And as I walked in, the lady was like, can you wait over there, please? And I was thinking, oh, a bit rude, but maybe she's having a bad day. Like, yeah, no problem. And then she brings out these 2 other security people and she's like, you're not allowed here. And I was like, why? I've booked 3 rooms out. And she's like, no, like you can't be here. And I was like, sorry, what's the problem? And she's like, we've seen your last video. And I was like, oh, I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what video you mean. So I was thinking, I'm just going to play dumb, like see how this plays out. And she's like, yeah, we saw you and 3 other girls. Well, 2 other girls, a third one including myself. She's like, yeah, you're not allowed here. She's like, we all know you filmed here.
So what video did they see? Your like TikTok?
A hostel video I'd done last year, so like a while ago.
So, but like, was this a OnlyFans video?
Yeah.
So she'd seen your OnlyFans video.
That's what I said. I said, one, you should be grateful because it's fully booked here purely because I said I'm coming here.
100%.
And second of all, like if you don't think people are having sex in these hostels, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like before I go in there, I tidy it up. Like as like people are doing like drugs, they're drinking, they're partying, like I'm literally having consensual sex in the rooms. Like you need to update your policy if you've got an issue with that.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what was you doing? Having a staff room meeting or watching it? Because why, one, did you all watch it? And you've had to purchase that video.
Yeah.
She was just a fan pretending to be a hater.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wait, so just quickly, you mentioned like husbands, because that's sort of something you do. You always say like, I'm sleeping with husbands and stuff like that. So just for the listeners who don't know, what are some of the media articles that are out at the moment?
Long story short, I'm blaming, I guess, wives for men cheating.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before, I would have said,
nagging, right?
Yeah, I would have been like 100% it's the guy's fault. But then when I used to escort, loads of the clients would be like, oh, my wife's not touched me in years. Like we don't have that like connection anymore. Like they won't have sex with me. They won't give me a blowjob. And like, I think as a relationship, you can't be expecting your husband to not be going elsewhere if you're not giving that service at all. But you still want the house to be cleaned. You still want him bringing in the money and you still want that side of things. But you're not giving them sex. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. You can't have everything and then be lazy in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So the more I got to know my old escort clients, I was like, no, I don't actually blame the husbands whatsoever for going elsewhere. Like, I blame the wives for being lazy.
Yeah. I guess men have needs. So if they're not getting met, then they're going to look elsewhere.
Like, I guarantee you, if that house hasn't been cleaned, the wife will be nagging and moaning about it. But if the husband was to nag and moan about not having sex, that would be a big issue.
100%. Yeah.
So instead they're going elsewhere, which is why I've started offering it for free.
Yeah. You're so charitable.
Exactly. Like obviously before they had to pay, whereas I'm like, now I'm rich, I'll offer it for free.
Yeah,
I might as well start some charity work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How does your family feel about all the publicity and the media about you at the moment?
To start with, my mum, I think, was concerned. Like, she reads the hate comments. I don't. Like, I'm really not bothered.
Yeah.
Whereas my mum sits there, she reads everything.
My mum does that too.
And like, I think to start with, she was just wanting to make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
And she sees I'm absolutely fine with it. She shows all her friends. She saves all the articles. You know, like the Gold Coast Bulletin one did recently. It was called like the hooker and the schoolies.
Yeah.
And she's already got it framed.
Oh, that's so cute.
So yeah, they absolutely don't mind. Like they see how happy I am.
Okay.
Like I've changed their lives forever now as well. Like anyone that's been close to me, me doing this has changed my life and their life. So they don't mind. But my family have had a lot of stick from it. And my mum's had like
a lot of what, sorry?
Stick, like a lot of hate.
Oh, okay. Is that a British term? Have you heard that before?
Stick.
I knew what she meant.
Oh, okay.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I have heard of it.
Yeah, a lot of stick. And like people saying, oh, you need to disown your daughter, which is crazy. Like because they're, in the nicest way possible, their kids are just working in a local supermarket, minimum wage, still living at home, and are probably going to be doing that for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry, which daughter would you be more proud of? The millionaire or the one that's being lazy, just accepting a basic job?
I agree, 100%. Yeah.
That's the issue. They can't accept it.
Yeah.
Like
I think that's it. That's why they make an issue of it, because they're like jealous that their daughter or their kid isn't
like, I'm sorry, your daughter's so basic.
Yeah.
Like, not my problem.
Have you had anything negative come from OnlyFans, like stalkers or any crazy experiences?
Not massively. I've had someone send me a photo of my house before.
Oh, that happened to me.
Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is sort of weird. You sort of think like, oh my gosh, like one, how did they find that?
Yeah. That's wild.
I do feel like sometimes I'm a bit oblivious. I'll be there like videoing myself and you can like see things sometimes in the background.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I think that's what mine was, because it was someone standing across the road and he had a coffee and he sent me a photo and he was like, want to come down for coffee? And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you know where I live. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there, just on that, is there anything you do to like try and prevent that kind of stuff from happening, or not really?
Not massively. I will try and be careful if I'm like directly outside my house, make sure I'm not posting too much. But aside from that, like I'm quite oblivious. I share my location online.
Yeah, I know. I always get so scared for you. I'm like, anyone could rock up. Like, I don't know, do you ever get scared?
sometimes I think, oh, like, gosh, like this could be dangerous. But like when you hear stories like it's dangerous walking home.
Yeah.
Like it's dangerous getting in an Uber. Like, so if you're there tiptoeing around things, you're going to be shitting yourself on a daily basis.
Yeah, that's
like,
me. Shitting myself every day.
yeah, I just think if something's going to happen, like it's going to happen.
Yeah. And I think like almost weirdly by telling everyone where you are, it's like if anything happened to you, everyone knows where you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you handle like the hate that you receive online?
I'm not really that bothered. Like it really, sometimes I'll sit there and look at the odd comment and I find it amusing. The probably like the biggest thing I get is, oh, it must be like a wind tunnel down there.
Oh yeah.
God,
I
like
get that too.
she like, it must not touch the sides. And I think I've slept with hundreds of people this year and all can like vouch to say otherwise.
Yes.
So
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
People are
that's
so
not-
dumb. It's not like it
Yeah.
stretches out every single time you have sex. It literally snaps back into place.
Yeah,
Even you can
it's
have a
a muscle.
baby and it still goes back into place. Like,
but
men
I could
are
do with
just-
it being a bit looser, to be honest. If we had to fit some more in, like do some more out there videos.
I agree.
Yeah, but no, that's probably like, and when I look at comments, it's always about, God, she must be loose, she must be this and another.
Because I've got nothing else to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or my age, they always say I'm not 25. They're like, oh, she must be 45, must be 47. And I'm like, well, I'm not, but even if I am, that doesn't matter either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it never bothers me. And some of the comments like, oh, she's just gonna be alone with cats. And I mean, I have already got 2
Sounds
cats.
like a good life to me.
I know, I'm sat there with Nala and Hunt and I'm like, this is good life.
Yeah.
It's fun. If you weren't doing OnlyFans, what do you think you would be doing?
Miserable. I'd probably just be doing recruitment for the rest of my life because I just thought that was what I was going to have to. Like, you just follow everyone else. Like,
Yeah.
you go to school, you think you have to go to uni, you then get a job and you think, oh, you just have to progress. And like, you have to be earning more money to be happy and stuff. And like, in a job, it's so hard to do that when you are restricted. You're just, someone else is paying you, someone else is in control of your life. And people think, oh, if your class is a director or as a manager, like, oh, you're successful and you've had a good life. And you look back and think, no, they're still not on good money. They still had to ask if someone had died in their family, that, oh, sorry, can I have that day off?
Yeah.
Like, and I just think, no, I'm not living by anyone else's rules. So
Yeah.
I would have still been in recruitment, probably still married and living a very basic life.
Just
Very
quickly,
different.
now that you've mentioned the marriage, I want to talk about that a little bit. So when were you married? How old were you when you got married?
Yeah,
Where's
so I
your
got married
husband?
when I was 20.
Okay.
I got with him when I was 13. So it was together like
Wow.
9 and a bit years. And like everything was fine, like happy, content, but like I knew I could be happier.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the big part when I moved to Australia. I started to realize like if I don't make a big change in my life, it's just going to be basic. And I'm going to look back in like 20, 30 years time and think, why didn't I change it? And unfortunately, part of that change was changing him.
So are you guys still friends though?
Yeah, like still really good friends.
Okay,
and
that's
I've always
nice.
said before, like it wouldn't shock me if we got back together in the future, but it was just more at the time I wanted more and I wanted like changes and I needed to work on myself to do that. And I think sometimes when you've got someone that's known you basically from so young, it's hard to make that change when you're so comfortable.
Yeah. I actually think that's really mature that you did that.
Yeah. Like I think, when you get made uncomfortable, it makes you make changes.
Yeah,
And
it
I was
makes
just
you
in the most
grow.
comfortable situation, comfortable life, comfortable job. And I wouldn't have made the changes I've made if it wasn't for having to step out of that.
Yeah, 100%.
So did he go back home?
Yeah, he went back
UK?
to the
Yeah,
UK.
yeah.
I sort of dragged him here. He never really wanted to live in Australia. I was like, I do.
So do you think that OnlyFans has helped you with like your body image or self-esteem at all?
Yeah, 100%. Like I used to be so self-conscious. Like, I don't know, like it makes you, not in a cocky way, but when you have literally hundreds and hundreds of people paying your bills because of the way you look, like it does give you like so much more confidence.
And they're like, you're a goddess. You're the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, of course it's going to make you feel good.
100%. Like I started off as a cam girl. And before I would have been like, if someone had said, oh, you're starting off doing OnlyFans, I'd have been like, definitely not. Like I would never take naked photos, I didn't even have social media. Like I wouldn't have even taken bikini photos. And then with camming, you literally have hundreds of people on this site, like non-stop coming through. And they're like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so pretty. And when you have so many people telling you that, it gives you the confidence to think, oh, okay, maybe I am quite pretty, or maybe I could do this, or oh, people will buy my videos if I post them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'd say it's like, some people leave the industry and it's destroyed their confidence. It's like absolutely destroyed them. But I think it's because they was too weak mentally before it started.
I think to be in the industry, you have to have very thick skin. And if you've got thick skin, then it will make you more confident in yourself. And then if you don't, then it's going to make you mentally struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think too many people blame it on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you sort of had it in the nicest way possible. You had problems
before.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't because of OnlyFans. And I always think you can't take the good without taking the hate. Like I am so grateful for every subscriber. They pay for everything I have and what my family has now.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'll take the hate comments because there's enough good to give me and my family a good life.
Yeah,
sure.
it outweighs it.
Yeah,
definitely.
100%.
What advice would you give to women who are out there struggling with their body image?
There's that really good TikTok voiceover. Have you seen it? Where
Which
it's like, oh, imagine when you are talking to your grandkids and you said, oh, you didn't go to the beach that day because you didn't like the way
I
you
have
looked.
heard it.
Yeah.
Or like you didn't apply for that job because you didn't think you was good enough and stuff. And I think like, it's like, imagine when you look back on your life and you think, oh, I didn't go to the beach that day because I didn't like the way my tummy looked. Like, it does not matter. Like, just go and have fun. Like, no one cares.
Yeah.
No one's looking at you in that way.
Yeah, it's
or
like
thinking
the way when you say no one cares, you can take it as like, oh, I'm upset, no one cares. But take it in a positive way, like no one cares. Like, go to the beach, go and have fun. Like, honestly, no one is bothered.
Yeah.
It's like that other, I've heard like a voice memo or I mean a voiceover that's like, you know, when you go to the beach, how many times have you thought about the people that you've seen at the beach in their bikini? Have you thought about them after you've left the beach? No.
Never.
You never
exactly.
do.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But then I also think if you've got money, go and get the surgery.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something that bothers you, like go and get it changed. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure. So you've traveled quite a bit in the past year.
Yes.
What's your favorite place you visited?
Definitely not LA. I think it's disgusting.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably say I had most fun in Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Where in Mexico did you go?
Cancun.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, that was just nice. Wasn't like, I don't like traveling that much. I find it quite stressful sometimes. Like, you know, living out of a suitcase.
Yeah.
Like, it starts off fun and then I'm like, I'm not very organized at times. So like having to move around, get different flights and stuff.
Yeah.
I like to have a base. I like to have a routine.
Me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably say Cancun because it was the most fun, but the hotel was disgusting. So
Oh, yeah.
really bad.
Yuck.
I'm going to go to Miami next week. Well, end of August. And I think that's going to be quite nice.
Yeah. Have you been to Miami before?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard good things about Miami.
I want to go.
Yeah, me too.
We should just go.
We should go for Taylor Swift. We've said this before.
Yeah. Do you have any history of like toxic relationships, friendships? How do you handle anything like that?
I'd probably say I've still got like toxic friendships now. Like, you just have to put up with it sometimes.
Do you have is that your thought? Like, you're like, oh, I'll just put up with it. Not, I'll cut them out.
Sometimes in the industry, you can't just cut people out.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I think if you know they're toxic, it's about managing it and in the nicest way possible, using it to your advantage.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you think, okay, I know what they're like, so I'm going to make sure I either distance myself so much or take it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I say majority, if someone pisses me off or I don't particularly like them, I just don't bother seeing them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need a big friendship group. I don't need someone like, I don't need business advice from anyone. Like, I don't need,
Yeah.
you just don't need someone.
100%.
So I just say, yeah, just cut them out. But then sometimes, like, there's definitely people in my life now, I would cut them out, but I sort of keep them at arm's length.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. fair.
Better for your peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be bothered with drama. I
No.
can't keep up with it.
Yeah. I'm the same. So what's next for Bonnie Blue?
I go to LA next week.
Mhm.
I literally get railed every day for a month. So.
Wow. And obviously filming it all.
Yeah, filming.
Is that creators that you're working with or?
Yes, I'm doing a mixture of just like OnlyFans creators and then for Brazzers as well.
Okay. Yeah. I saw
Cool.
that you
So-
did a video with them. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's so weird though. Like,
Why?
it's just so professional. Like, you
I
literally feel like
saw-
a movie star.
Because do they do your makeup and stuff and everything?
Yeah, like you turn up, have hair and makeup done. You have like a really long script.
Right.
Yeah, and you even have those like Hollywood stop-start.
Oh,
What they
really?
called?
It's like
No
a full
way.
production.
Take 2, take 3.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's
I
wild.
would
Yeah.
be so nervous.
I FaceTime my mum and dad. And I was like, "Look, mum, I'm a movie star."
How long was the script? Did you like have to learn it days before or like?
So yeah, I only got it sent to me the day before, and it was like 12 pages long.
Shut up.
Mhm.
I would be panicking.
Yeah.
And the guy like did not speak whatsoever. Like, it was mainly me talking like one after the other.
Oh my God.
And I was literally panicking. I was like, oh my gosh. I was just sat in front of the mirror like all night practicing.
Wow. Yeah. I'd be scared.
But yeah, it was, and like some of the words like I wouldn't use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
okay.
like, it didn't necessarily like flow naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
But yeah, the whole, like obviously with OnlyFans, you sort of go through like, do your consent forms and then you just start. And then if you take photos, it's just screenshots or like you've taken the odd photo before. Whereas when you do a professional shoot, you do the whole scene just for photos. So you do the talking, the actual sex scene, Like you go through everything just with a photographer.
What?
Then you have hair and makeup touched up again. Then you do the filming.
So it's
'Cause
double.
I did notice that. I was like, they look like photos, but like he's like in her. Like,
Yeah.
how is that?
Yeah, so he was just like, oh, just bend over. And then he's like, I'm just
The poor guy, did he have to take something to stay hard or like
no.
how? So
Yeah, I
wow,
don't know.
good on him.
And yeah, and he just, I'm just going to gradually ease in so it's not a big shock. Because like, gosh, like they're, like when you're doing professional porn, like their dicks are a lot
Massive.
bigger than average.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like they just do it really in slow motion to obviously get the perfect photos. So you have to
Wow.
literally do the whole script so they can get like these, I guess, perfect images.
Right.
But I had literally no idea. Like I'm just turned, like literally just turned up absolutely oblivious.
Yeah.
And we're just like, yeah, like, okay,
Oh my God.
put it in.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. I'm intrigued.
Mm.
So what are your plans for the future? Like where do you see yourself in 10 years time?
I actually have no idea. Like before, my life was so structured. Like I was trying for a baby. Like not too long ago, obviously I was married, settled, and I could plan my whole life. And I thought that was sort of what my life was going to be like.
Yeah.
But like I realized like having too much of a plan isn't good. Like you don't want to know exactly what you're doing 5 years from now. Like you want it to be a bit spontaneous.
Yeah.
And my life, like I've only been in this industry just over 1 year. Like before that, I was on just over minimum wage, living like a content life, nothing crazy. And now my life's took a whole 180. So I've just got no idea.
Yeah.
Like never thought I'd have the money or the lifestyle I do now. So I just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'll be rich.
Yeah.
Well, richer.
That's all that matters.
Yeah,
where it
I'll be
takes
rich
you.
because money buys happiness.
Exactly. It does. I'm telling everyone.
Yeah. The
Melbourne
people that
posted that the other day.
yeah.
Yeah.
The people that disagree are just poor. Do you know what I
Exactly
mean? Like,
right. I agree. What do you think the biggest misconception about sex workers is?
I think that you're stupid or you're not intelligent, daddy issues. Yeah, I think it's just the fact like you're dirty as well. Like they seem to picture it as, and I think I used to be very naive to the whole industry. Like I would have thought a sex worker was like stood on the side of the street, missing teeth, like quite dirty looking. And it's the complete opposite. Like we all live very luxury, nice lives.
Yeah.
We're all clever. We're all individual business people. So I think it's just, they underestimate us all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
This is my favorite question. What's the craziest request you've ever received on OnlyFans?
Oh, so I used to do every 2.5 weeks, I did a FaceTime call with this guy. And it wasn't necessarily a request, but he wanted me to watch. And he would like have this cupboard and it was like pinned up. Like, you know, those like, not chalkboards. Oh, they're called cork boards.
Yeah.
Something like that. And he'd have all these condoms pinned up and next to it would have like little sticky pads. And it would say like 6'2", black, like fireman. They'd have the job title, height, and
Wait, what do you mean? Of people?
colour. So it'd be condoms.
But what do you mean?
Like used?
Yeah, condoms full
Oh.
of cum. So you'd open the cupboard
But why
up.
would it say firefighter 6 foot?
Like
Sorry,
you just like a
it's slow.
description of the person.
Of the person. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
they will
like
use.
6'2" guy, black firefighter.
Gotcha.
And he would pick, well, he'd want me to choose 3. So we choose 3 each time. He'd then put that condom onto his dick. He would wank off until he came. So then there'd be a mixture of his cum and this random other guy's cum. And he would do that 3 times in a row, which one I thought was impressive.
Yeah, that's
I was
very
like, the
impressive.
stamina on you, mate. Like, you can come and do me 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And then he'd always have 3 items of food.
What do you mean?
Like, he'd have a slice of bread, a biscuit, like just something food-wise.
So do we think he had an OCD thing with the number 3 or something?
I don't know. I mean, he could probably only go for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
That's really interesting. I've never heard anything
Yeah,
like
then
that
he
before.
would rinse the condom out onto the item of food and eat
Oh.
it.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all he'd want me to do is watch and tell him how naughty it was.
Oh my God.
And then like when he'd finish and obviously he'd eaten like the biscuits or the bread, whatever this cum was on, he would like rinse, like, you know, when you suck out like those like tube strawberry, those yogurts you have, and he would suck it all out.
I can imagine that because like it would be a mixture of like cold.
That's what I was
cum
thinking
and
is the
hot.
texture.
Yeah, it would be like, would it be like
Not very
coagulated?
nice.
Like, and like, I don't know.
I just think, could you imagine that in your mouth?
No, I'm feeling a bit sick.
So was he sleeping with these men and keeping them? How
I
was
think he was buying them, but I don't know where. Like I never asked. I don't know why.
Right.
But yeah.
I've never heard anything
So
like
many
this.
questions.
And that was like when I first started. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
can remember like phoning my mom, she's like, how was work today? And I was like, you never guess what. Like, this is crazy.
That's wild.
And you just had to watch.
Yeah, like he just loved the idea of me watching and recording.
Did you have to say anything while he was eating it?
I just thought, oh, that's so naughty.
Okay, yeah.
Like, and that was it really.
Wow.
He just loved the idea of someone watching.
Wow.
And he lives on the Gold Coast. It looks like the most normal fella ever.
There you go.
Like normal, you just pass him in the street and you wouldn't think, yeah, you suck your own cum out someone else's condom. Like,
Wow.
I would never think
know.
that about anyone.
Have you ever seen him?
No. I do, like, originally when I first like knew he lived on the Gold Coast, like when you went to the supermarket and stuff, I'd have a look around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
That's so funny. Okay, so to finish off the episode, we want to ask you, what's your favorite scene you've ever filmed?
That's a very difficult one. I'd probably say a spring break one where I was in a train and let people go one after the other.
Right. So you're in what, doggy?
Yeah.
And then they're just
They
going,
literally queued up and we couldn't actually shut the door.
because the queue was so long.
Yeah, and, like, 'cause the rooms at like the Grand Oasis was quite small, and they literally just did a queue down the hallway. I'm in doggy, and I let them go one after the other.
Did you let them all finish, or was
Yeah,
it?
so afterwards we all then came into the bedroom. I'd pushed the beds together. They all laid down, sort of did a mixture of like blowjobs, missionary, and other positions. But I'd say that was like the most fun because they had so much fun. So like that was like, I guess, turning me on, like watching them all high five each other, having like the best time. Some of them was FaceTiming friends. Some of them was like videoing it on Snapchat.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Yeah. And it was more just, I don't know, it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Like it was, a weird experience for sure, but it was fun.
Amazing.
In the train, how long was like with each guy? Like what was the turnover to get that
a mixture.
clip?
Like I remember this one person, he was like, mate, you like, hurry up, you're being ages. And I could feel like someone else was pulling him. They probably did at least a good few minutes like in doggy. But I always say to him, like, when you come as a big group of lads, it'll be fun, but it was probably not going to be as fun as you think because I've only got like, I only do like 2 holes, like I don't do anal. So like I can only occupy 2 of you at a time. Like, and obviously you've got 2 hands as well. But like aside from that, like it's not a circus show.
And
Like,
also, that's like it's hard to concentrate on everyone if you're doing both hands.
oh my God, it's
mouth.
hard work.
Yeah.
Like, I was doing like a double one recently. And then once it was going off beat, I was thinking, oh dear, like this is hard work.
And then your arm starts getting sore.
Yeah, then you have to pretend it's a double-handed job just to try and give the other one a break.
Yeah.
It's hard work.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
My arms ache after some scenes. Like,
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was literally at the gym the other day and I said to the trainer, oh, I'm really aching today. And he was like, why? You did legs yesterday. And I was thinking, yeah, but last night I was wanking a lot of people up.
I'm dead.
So where can our listeners find you on social media?
Either just Google my name, Bonnie Blue, or Bonnie_Blue_XOX.
Amazing. Thanks so much for
That's
joining
okay.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, the last segment for this episode is Smash or Pass. So, celebrity edition. Yeah, it's a bit of everyone. There's girls in here, men in here.
I never know what anybody looks like, so Caleb's got some pictures ready for me because my brain just can't put names to some faces.
But basically, what we're going to say is the name, and then we'll say whether we smash or pass.
Hugh Jackman.
Pass.
Yeah, pass.
Yeah.
I think he seems like a great guy, super lovely, but I just
Not into it.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
for me.
No, it wouldn't be an adventure.
No. Okay, Nicole Kidman.
Pass.
Definitely pass.
Caleb got a photo.
I
up.
think smash.
Really?
There's something
No.
about her, not physically, but just like her personality that I'm like drawn to.
See, I
Really?
disagree.
You don't like her personality?
I was just telling Taylor earlier, I saw the movie she's in recently with Zac Efron.
Yes, I've seen that.
And it
I hate
made me, I just hate her.
I
now.
Did it give you
hated
the ick?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the movie was so bad.
I agree. I hated that movie. I watched it too, but didn't like interrupt my thoughts on Nicole
No.
Kidman.
Oh.
Because she was playing in the movie like someone 10 years younger, which is
Older.
fine.
Older.
No, 10 years younger than she
Oh,
actually
then she
is.
actually is. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And-
Yeah, that's hard.
But it was just, I don't know. It felt weird, felt uncomfortable.
It-
So now I'm just off her.
It was a bad movie, but she.
But then again, I
like
don't
her.
like any of her movies, so I don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, next one, Johnny Depp.
Pass.
Smash.
Really?
Yeah. I think like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
vibe.
Jack Sparrow. He's got a bit of swagger.
Yeah.
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 Bit of
Would you
whiz.
go Jack Sparrow or would you go Johnny Depp?
I would say smash Jack Sparrow.
yeah, so
Sparrow.
it's different.
Yeah.
But you have to take both. That's the thing.
No. Because
They're pretty
Johnny Depp.
different.
Nah. Like I just can't. But
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Leo DiCaprio.
Smash just
Oh.
because of status.
What's that?
Like just his status.
Just his
Oh,
status.
right. See, I would pass because he's like gotten old and let himself go.
Oh, wow,
I
okay.
agree. He has let
Brutal.
himself go. I've seen some photos recently. I'm like, oh.
Prime Leo.
Yeah.
Prime Leo.
Prime
Prime
Leo
Leo.
was
Yeah.
woo.
Smash.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
You're too old for him anyway. Doesn't he just go for like 20?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I have
probably.
to be in my teens for him
Yeah.
to be interested.
Okay, next. Billie Eilish. I haven't
I-
listened to any songs from the new album because of what she said about 3-hour concerts.
So,
So
that's
pass.
why I was on the fence because she dissed Taylor Swift. So I was like,
Oh.
I wouldn't
Backhandedly.
backhandedly. I would pass on that, but prior to that, I would have smashed her.
Yeah.
because I think she's just really flirty and like there's something about her that's so
Bit salty.
mysterious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, pass
yeah,
because
pass.
that was
It was so
it was
rude.
so obviously about that.
Yeah. And she's like meant to be friends with Taylor. So like why
I'm
would
just
you
like
say
just
that?
because you probably can't do a 3-hour concert.
Yeah,
that doesn't
because
mean
you
you go and
don't
say
have the
that.
stamina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
No.
That was very distasteful.
Agreed. Okay, next one. Emma Watson.
Smash. I like her. I've always liked her.
Yeah, I would smash too.
Trying to remember. I
She's
was
the
getting
Harry Potter
confused.
Hermione
yeah,
Granger.
No, okay. Yeah, smash.
Yeah. She's a great girl,
Yeah.
I think.
We like her.
We like her.
She's very pleasant looking, I guess.
Pleasant.
Yeah, she's got nice skin, as Ron
Yeah.
would say.
Okay, next one, Matt Damon.
Pass.
Pass.
Yeah, yuck. And I've never understood why anyone thinks that.
young Mac, like
Maybe, yeah. Okay, so the next one is George Clooney.
Pass.
Smash.
No, I've never got it.
I don't get it.
I've
I
heard
don't get it
he's
at
the
all.
loveliest guy and he's got that DILF look about him.
I
Right,
would get
fair
it if
enough.
I was 50, but I'm not 50. So.
Well, I get it. And I would smash.
Okay, next one, Mark Wahlberg.
Pass.
Yeah, pass.
I don't know
You
what
got
he
a photo?
looks
Yeah,
like.
I got a photo for you.
Yuck.
Oh yeah, pass.
But see, people think he's like a dreamboat. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you smoking?
I don't. See
I like
it.
his personality a lot.
No, he apparently he's the biggest dickhead. Like,
Oh.
he's
Oh
a
really?
horrible person.
He actually kind of looks like
He's
it.
from Boston though, so
What?
I think most people think Boston people are
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, he's just
Yeah, pass.
like
yeah.
that. No.
Pass. Not for me. Next one is Orlando Bloom. This is hard because I would smash young Orlando, but I would pass
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
current
I
Orlando.
agree.
Yeah, Miranda Kerr had it right.
Yeah,
Katy Perry,
a bit late to
yeah,
the
a bit
party.
late to the party.
Yeah, because he's looking a bit. I'm looking at photos.
He's not aged well. Kidding, that's so mean.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah,
Oh, Katy Perry's so cute.
she's
isn't
so cute. I love her.
I'm glad she's grown her hair back out.
Did she
Yeah.
cut it?
When she had like mum hair, like that little pixie cut.
Oh yeah, yes.
Hate
I didn't like that
Hated
either.
that.
She's got a beautiful face.
Mm.
Anyway,
Next one is Angelina Jolie.
Oh, well, it's yeah.
pass. I mean, sorry.
Smash.
Sorry.
Oh, my brain did not connect to my mouth. I meant to say smash. I'm so sorry.
Caleb, sorry.
He was so
In what
upset.
universe?
Caleb was really offended.
And I just said like, yeah, pass. I meant smash.
Tomb Raider
So
alone.
we all
Tomb Raider
would smash.
alone.
Oh my
As
god.
a kid. Oh my god.
100%. What's that one with Brad Pitt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Great movie.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
just
so
anything
hot.
really.
She's gorge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love. All right. Next one is Shia LaBeouf. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf.
He's the guy from Transformers.
See,
I think pass, but I also can't picture him.
Okay.
I don't know what he looks like now.
Yeah, pass.
See, in Transformers, I had a huge crush on him.
He looks like every second guy at the gym in Newcastle. There's nothing.
He's
I don't
so
like
quirky.
that look that he's got going on right now.
The two-toned.
The two-toned and the beard. It's not really working for
Oh,
him.
I kind of like it personally.
I think young him would have smashed. Now I would pass.
I've just
Like-
pass.
Just a flat out pass. So yeah, like that's kind of cute. He also looks like a serial killer.
Yeah.
I
I like
don't
the
know.
hat. That's a bit trendy.
I like the way he dresses.
Yeah. He's pretty cool.
Okay, last one is James Franco.
Pass.
I reckon smash. I
Really?
like him.
Even
Really?
with- See, I think just the
There's
all the
something-
allegations against
Yes.
him is what's turning me off.
Me too. And he just gives off a bit of a wanker vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like it, because he gives off wanker
You
vibes.
like the wanker
I
vibe?
watched a couple months ago. I watched the roast, like his roast,
So funny.
and he's
Oh.
just sitting there, like his eyes are so squinty the whole time. He's like,
He's high. the
Really?
whole
just
time.
like laughing.
Was he
at-
high?
I
Pretty
think,
sure.
Yeah,
That's so
it looks
funny.
like it.
It's a great roast though.
Oh my God.
It was. He had very late reactions to all
Yeah,
the jokes
yeah,
too.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
just like,
That's so funny.
What about his brother? Did we do his brother last time?
No. Who's his brother again?
Dave Franco.
Oh, yeah. He's
Dave's-
cute. I'd
Dave's
smash him. I'd smash.
oh.
Yeah. No, I prefer
No,
Dave.
I don't,
Yeah.
because I don't like his character in 22 Jump Street.
Oh, I love his character.
Yeah, I
in
mean,
that
I like
movie.
his character. I've liked all his characters he's played. He's good.
That's what he's in, right? 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, 22 Jump
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah. No, I don't like it.
21 Jump Street, is it? No, he's in high
21.
school. I think he's in high school. 22 Jump Street's the college one.
21 Jump
Oh,
Street.
is it 21?
Yeah,
I
21.
can't remember.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode,
Make sure you follow us on socials at Double Dose the podcast.
and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Double dose.